It's truly heartbreaking whenever you see an animal in pain or distress. The only thing worse is the helpless feeling that comes with not having the resources to give the animal the aid that it needs. Sadly, you don't always have the training or appropriate resources at hand, and it's easy to despair. Still, you shouldn't ever give up hope. Sometimes even the smallest gesture can make all the difference in the world, and mean the difference between life and death. That was the case for at least one person as they were walking through a small town in India. They heard small cries, and once they realized where they were coming from, they felt helpless. What could they do? A man in India was walking home from work one day when he heard something truly distressing. It was the desperate cry of what sounded like baby animals. But where were they coming from? He followed the sound towards some construction debris. Sure enough, there were 3 young puppies crying out for help. The man wanted to step in, but there was just one problem. The puppies were completely stuck in a pit of tar. Panicked, the man didn't know what to do. The man took a closer look. The poor babies had stumbled into the pit of tar and were totally trapped in the sticky substance. Worse yet, it was hardening, and fast. He didn't know what else to do. He couldn't pull them out, and it wouldn't be safe to expose himself to the substance. Still, he had one idea. The man desperately called rescue organization Animal Aid United. He couldn't help save the puppies, but they might have been able to. The rescue team arrived as quickly as they could and approached the puppies. It looked like a truly impossible situation for the little ones. After struggling to release the puppies, the rescuers realized they couldn't just pull the puppies from the tar. They were too badly stuck. In order to free them, they would have to separate the tar later. It was a slow and nerve-wracking process. They transported the puppies and the tar they were stuck to back to their treatment facility and hoped for the best. They had no idea how long the puppies had been trapped, nor did they have any clue if they would survive their ordeal. Each of the puppies suffered damage inflicted by the tar, but some were in far worse shape than others. This one pup was totally unable to close her mouth. She was in so much distress that she couldn't stop crying. As soon as the team successfully transported all the puppies to the treatment center, they tried to rehydrate and comfort them. At first, they were only able to administer water using their fingertips or an oral syringe. Once the puppies were rehydrated, the real hard work began. The team worked carefully to remove all of the tar that was covering the puppies' fur. First, they used clippers and scissors in an attempt to cut away the largest chunks of tar. Once that step was done, the researchers carefully massaged a thick layer of oil onto the puppies' coats. While it might have seemed odd, oil was actually the only way to soften the tar so that it could be washed off from the puppy's fur. It took 2 hours, but the tar finally began to soften, and the puppy started to wriggle and move more freely. It was an inspiring sight, but there was still much more work to be done before they could be out of the woods. The puppies would have many more oil massages in their future to help the process of loosening the tar. In between oiling sessions, they would transfer the puppies to vats of warm water and rinse off what they could of the warmed tar. It took a lot of time, but after many oil massages and even more baths, the team's effort finally started to pay off. They were able to see the sweet young puppies who were hidden underneath all of that foul and viscous stuff. Thanks to the Animal Aid Unlimited team, the puppies looked like they were going to pull through. It must have been wonderful for those pups to start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, but it took quite a toll on them. Unfortunately, the process of being manhandled and constantly massaged and cleaned was taking a physical toll on the puppies. It was so exhausting that they started falling asleep even as they were being cleaned. Luckily, sleep was another thing these puppies desperately needed to help them speed up the recovery process. With every oiling and with every bath, they seemed stronger, healthier, and more eager to get back to the business of being regular puppies. Thankfully, it wasn't long before they got their wish. Within a few days, and with most of the tar removed, the puppies were completely unrecognizable. Who would have thought that just days before, they were on the brink of death? The puppies had nothing but adoration for the members of the Animal Aid Unlimited team who came to the rescue. Now that they were clean and happy again, they were finally able to express their affection in the only way they knew how, with lots of kisses. But there was even more good news for them. Just when you thought this story couldn't get any more heartwarming, the Animal Aid Unlimited team was actually able to locate the puppy's mother. They quickly rescued her and reunited her with her beloved missing litter. Under the watchful and loving eye of their mother and the Animal Aid Unlimited team, the puppies were finally able to relax. They frolicked and played, and eventually their true personalities began to emerge too. Seeing these puppies running free and playing together was something that their rescuers had only dreamed of a couple of days earlier. To see it actually happening was beyond their wildest hopes for the three little pups. Being reunited with their missing mother made their incredible journey all the sweeter. With their mother standing by, they would be able to get the nutrients they needed to survive, as well as learn valuable life lessons from her, such as don't play in a tar pit.